This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, welcome to the channel, welcome back if you're if you are a subscriber. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at India, at the subcontinent of India. Someone pointed out when I did Southeast Asia recently, they said, how could you have forgotten India? And I said I didn't forget it, it's just deserving of a video on its own. And yeah, we'll be looking at this whole region here, and maybe the Middle East if I get time as well. But plenty to look at in the area of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, etc. Okay, so let's start. This is an ASMR video, of course, so with a geography theme, and I do hope you enjoy it. And if you do, click that like button and drop me a comment with any facts you got, and certainly correct me if I'm wrong on anything I say. So this is India, the subcontinent. We call it a subcontinent because at one point it was like floating around by itself and attached itself to Asia. So India is this extremely large country here, massive population. Someone put in a comment recently that India has overtaken China in terms of being the most populated country in the world. I'm not sure about that, I haven't double checked it. Maybe if someone wants to confirm it in the comment section they can. But certainly India is an extremely populated, highly populated country. Okay, so India shares a border here, which is very, very noteworthy, with Pakistan. I did not quite realize, despite having a really good friend who is Pakistani, the very complicated history that this country has with India. I'll come back to it in a second. We're going to take a little look around India first, and then we're going to talk about the neighbouring and surrounding countries. So India, Delhi and New Delhi are in this section here. Yes, New Delhi. So Delhi, now, I thought New Delhi was the capital. But Delhi is the larger word here, and that usually means that that is the capital, but sometimes it can mean it's a larger population, so I'm not sure. But I think, similar to what Egypt is doing, they built a new capital because their capital was full. So New Delhi is down here. Maybe I'm wrong about that, I'm not sure. So this, you can see lots of border lines which aren't completely firm. This means there's a disputed border. This is Tibet here, and there is a dispute between India and China over where the border lies in this northern part. And then this is an extremely complicated area here. This is Kashmir, I believe, and it says administered by India, claimed by Pakistan. And then, what's that say? Aksai Chin, administered by China, claimed by India. Okay, so there's a lot of disputed territory over here. And fingers stuck to the page, it's very hot today. Yeah, so this is the furthermost border here. Some really important states are here in India. Let's see if I can see them. I don't think, does it label them? I know that, say, I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. So this one here, is that the Punjab? And that's where Bollywood comes from, basically, isn't it? And I have a friend who's Punjabi, and she said something about there was a sort of movement, maybe a while ago. I'm not quite sure on the facts. I'm bringing it up so that you can correct me in the comment section or add to what I'm saying, but there was a sort of independence movement in the Punjab. Many people in Punjab are Muslim, I believe, and I think that lots of people over the border in Pakistan speak Punjabi as well, so it's got quite a connection between the two countries of Pakistan and India, from my very vague knowledge. Okay, so Delhi is there, New Delhi is there, and then we've got Jaipur, Kota, places Agra, Lucknow. Always pronounced Lucknow. I always thought Lucknow looked like a Polish word. Looks like it should be Lucknow. Lucknow, Bhopal, Ahmedabad, Indore, Surat, Mumbai. Bombay used to be called when it was in the British territory. Mumbai, I think it's also pronounced Mumbai. Hyderabad. Now I don't know about. Do we pronounce that Pune? Oh, Pune. I feel like I want to say the E at the end. Nagpur, Raipur. Some really significantly important cities. Hyderabad's there. Bengaluru, used to be Bangalore. Chennai, Madras used to be called. Chennai is a major city, but with regards to the inverted commas national language of Hindi, Hindi is naturally spoken in the northern territories here in the northern states. Not as much over this area where there are other languages like Punjabi, although it's very similar in lots of ways. I do know the name of this state. It's bothering me that I've forgotten it. It's not Rajasthan. It is something else. It'll come back to me. It's probably written on here, but it's so dark in this room I can't see. And yeah, so Hindi is sort of spoken in this northern area, but in general, everyone in the north makes quite a large effort to learn Hindi and use it as a second or third language. Most people in India, particularly in this northern section, imagine there's like a line here. I think it's about here. And they speak Hindi, and then Hindi isn't spoken as much in the south at all. They're all Dravidian languages, which are a completely different language family and not related to those in the north at all. They do have influences from Sanskrit in them in terms of vocabulary, but in terms of grammar they are completely different. It's like chalk and cheese. And Chennai is the Tamil speaking capital, I want to say. And Tamil is spoken on this area here, including all the way down and sort of splits Sri Lanka in two in terms of their linguistic proficiency. So Tamil sort of goes here. And because of the extremely high population, both in this region here and in parts of Sri Lanka as well, including this city that I just mentioned of Chennai, which is huge, that makes Tamil, I think it's one of the top 10 most spoken languages in the world, which might shock some people who say, you know, French, German, Spanish, English, Mandarin. But yeah, Tamil is so vastly spoken by the extremely high population in this area that it's made it into the top 10 based on this tiny little area. When you think about the world as a whole, it's this area here and it makes it into the top 10 languages. Crazy. Maybe top 20, not top 10. There are a couple of languages spoken in the south here, And they're vaguely related to one another. Tamil is one, Telugu I think is the other, maybe Telugu spoken on this coast. Yeah. So Sri Lanka, just a nod to Sri Lanka to the bottom. Someone mentioned before they have 2 capitals. I think Colombo is one. I forget. Hang on, what's the other one? I think it's just Colombo Kotte. Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte. It's another thing about Tamil, the words are like massive and really long. So that's Sri Lanka. It's not a part of India. It is a completely different country altogether. There's been a lot of civil war over the last sort of 50 years though, so it's an extremely beautiful place. I remember having some friends that were going there for their honeymoon, but it was just before there was a terrorist attack by local insurgents, so there are issues there. And they lost a lot of money because tourists cancelled all their holidays and weddings and whatnot. But it is a stunningly beautiful area of the world, Sri Lanka. I'm trying to remember what Sri Lanka used to be called. So if Chennai used to be called Madras, it's named after either a spice or a type of tea. It's on my mind. It'll come to me. Someone in the comments will surely write that for me. What did Sri Lanka used to be called? I've got a feeling it's a type of tea. I want to point out something before I move over to the eastern part of the country that's worth talking about. Where is it though? I can't find it. So somewhere around here is Goa. And Goa is significant because, similar to the situation with Macau and Hong Kong, Goa was sort of a territory of, I think, Portugal, and they sort of leased it, or something like that, from India, and then it got returned fairly recently. So Goa is around here somewhere, but I can't. It's on this coast, I'm pretty sure. But I can't find it right now, I'm afraid. Anyway, so people there have Portuguese surnames and can speak a little bit of Portuguese, but it's now been reintegrated into India as a state. It's a shame I can't find it. Normally it's like marked really clearly. I don't think it's this far down. I got a feeling in my head it's like here-ish. Okay, so let's look to the east. So this section here now borders with Bangladesh, but it gives it a little cuddle because the border goes all the way over the top. There's a little corridor here. So this is India. There's a little corridor there, and it carries on, and this is India as well. So India sort of is all of this, and then a tiny little sliver of land, and then this bit as well. So you could significantly be Indian living there, and completely all the way over here. And Bangladesh is another extremely highly populated country. The cities of Kolkata and Chittagong, and the capital of Dhaka, Kolkata is actually in India. I get confused because this part of India is called West Bengal, but not to be confused with Bangladesh. Now Desh is the Persian word meaning, no, it's the Sanskrit word I think meaning country, so the Desh, the country, Deshi I think is the word, Deshi of the Banglas. So that's why it's West Bengal, because they all speak Bangla as well, and Kolkata, we called it Calcutta before, is the sort of centre of that state. So they speak Bengali, and due to the combination of, again, this being a very highly populated state and the country of Bangladesh being extremely highly populated, Bangla is another one of the top 20 languages in the world. The unfortunate thing about this country is that it's basically a massive river delta for the Himalayas. Let me just show you the Himalayas, ladies and gentlemen. Himalayas. That water, when it snows and melts a bit, has got to go somewhere. And the world decided that it would go and funnel here. Like all of it. So this is basically a river delta, and that's why you always hear of flooding and, unfortunately, loss of life in Bangladesh, because there are lots of parts of it that aren't poor at all, but then many parts that are, and the construction of houses is used with very basic materials, things like mud, for example. And so when the floodwaters come, they just wash away, but it could be at night, so people get caught in it, so it's a bit tragic. But yeah, it's a very, very highly populated country. And they share a border with Myanmar. Now Myanmar, previously called Burma, again has a sort of section on the border with Bangladesh, I suppose there-ish, where people speak Bangla as well. And because they were persecuted recently in Myanmar, a lot of them came over the border into the sort of linguistic motherland. And there are lots in this region here, there are lots of refugee camps of Burmese people from Myanmar. Honourable nod to Bhutan, tiny country here just sitting next or beneath at the bottom of the Himalayan mountains, and Nepal, which you've probably heard of. Nepal's got one of the coolest flags in the world. One of the only flags, I think, off the top of my head. Switzerland is the other. That isn't a rectangle. Okay. Very briefly, we're going to just talk about Pakistan, because it is another massive country in terms of landmass and population. So, there was a partition, and so basically caused by the British, when Britain sort of gave governance back to this whole area, they decided that they wanted to have separation of religions, which is, I don't agree with really. And so people just like literally overnight had to flee to Pakistan. So still a massive amount of the population of Pakistan was not born in Pakistan or has parents that were not born in Pakistan. So many of them actually moved in a mass migration, extremely sudden mass migration from India, if they were Muslim, to Pakistan, and those that remained, many of them were killed. Very tragic. And that's why there's quite a lot of animosity between Pakistan and India. Both have got nuclear weapons in order to protect, well, to stop the other nuking the other. So it's that status quo that you've got. If you've got nuclear weapons, then somebody else has them, and neither of you can use them because you'll just obliterate one another. So Lahore is there, Islamabad is there, and Karachi is down on the coast. It's changed capitals a couple of times, and I can't remember which one is now the capital officially. Someone will put it in the comment section for me, I'm sure. But yeah, Pakistan. And it's got quite a nice coastline down there. It borders with Afghanistan and Iran, as well as having this messy border at the top here. Indeed, so that is this area. Apologies about the sensitivity of the geopolitics on this one, but I hope I more or less told the story in layman's terms correctly. But, you know, feel free to embellish the history of this region in the comment section, or go and check out a video about it. And it's, you know, extremely interesting. It'll kind of blow your mind about the history between Pakistan and India, certainly. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. We didn't obviously get a chance to look at the Middle East. We'll do that in a future video. But I hope I sort of did this area justice. And if you enjoyed the video, click like. If you hated it, click dislike. And thanks for stopping by either way. Click subscribe if you would like to see more like this. And join my Patreon if you totally dig this channel and you want to pledge $1, £1 a month to help me buy nice books to keep doing nice videos. Okay, thanks everyone. Really appreciate you watching this channel. Thank you.